Good day, I'm Hazel Espertinas from Fair Consulting Group Philippines, and I'm here to present to you the Create More Law. This is a newly signed law by our president here in the Philippines. So this was published in Gazette last November 12, 2024, and this law will enter into force 15 days after the publication in the Gazette, and its enforcement regulations will be published within 90 days of its entry into force. So please note that changes may occur as a result of the publication of the enforcement regulations. So as of now, the IRR has not yet released. So hopefully we will be having the IRR around February 2025. It's the 90 days since it was being published in the Gazette. So we will release a seminar after the release of the IRR. So this is the signed law. It was signed by President of the Philippines, Ferdinand Romualdo Marcos, approved last November 8. So we will start on the income tax based incentive. So you may see here that I put the comparison with the Create law, which was signed last 2021, year 2021 under RA 11534, and the Create More RA 12066, which was signed this year. So you may see here that there are amendment or additional that was added to Create More. So you may see here the differences between the two laws. So make sure to note all of this. So under special corporate income tax or SCIT, 5% gross income tax in lieu of the national and local, including the local fees and charges. Commencement of availment they will have two options. It can be after the enjoyment of the income tax holiday or outright. So they can already start with the SCIT, which is the 5% gross income tax, actual start of their commercial operations. So you can choose that the after income tax holiday, you can actually start from the commercial operations. So the period of availment under Create More, if granted by IPAS, the income tax holiday will be 4 to 7 years plus SCIT of 10 years. Then if you choose the outright SCIT, you will be enjoying the SCIT for 14 to 17 years. Meanwhile, if granted by FIRB, income tax holiday is 4 to 7 years plus SCIT for 20 years. While if you choose the outright SCIT, you can enjoy it for 24 to 27 years. Under Enhanced Deduction Regime or EDIR, so for Create More, it was reduced by 20%, formerly 25% under Create. So the income tax rate will be based on the taxable income will be multiplied by 20% only. So that's greatly 5%. Then the rate of enhanced deduction, this is an additional enhanced deduction rate for those we will be having the power expense. So you can see here that the power expense will be deducted 100%, which was previously 50%. Then no changes in the reinvestment allowance for manufacturing industry, but there will be additional expenses on exhibitions, trade missions, or trade fairs of around 50%. So this can be a deduction to your expenses. So you can use it as a deduction. So carryover period of NOLCO under Create is 5 taxable years following the year of loss. Meanwhile, under the Create More, 5 taxable years following the last year of income tax holiday. So here you can see that since a company may start in a loss position during their early years. So I think the government see that they can enjoy really the income tax holiday during those years since there has no more any income that those years. So they move the carryover of the NOLCO after their income tax holiday. So the commencement of availment, they can also avail it after income tax holiday or outright from actual start of commercial operations. Period of availment, 9 to 14 years under Create, where in the Create More, if granted by IPAS, is 14 to 17 years. If granted by FIRB, 24 to 27 years. Duty exemptions on importation. So you should note this. Under Create More, it's directly attributable to the registered activity of the registered business enterprise, including goods for administrative purposes. Meanwhile, on the Create, it's only the direct and exclusively used. There's difference with that. It's a great addition to the Create More. And the limitation on availment only until expiration of the income tax-based incentives. VAT incentives covered transactions, so under Create More, directly attributable to the registered activity of the registered export enterprise or high-value domestic market enterprise, including incidental expenses. Limitation on availment only until expiration of the income tax incentives. Sale of goods and or services to export-oriented enterprise provided. This is the general VAT provisions for zero-rated export sales to export-oriented enterprises. It should be directly attributable to export activity. Threshold is at least 70% and failure to meet the threshold shall result in disqualification from availment of VAT zero rating on local purchases in the immediately succeeding year. So you should take notice under the Create More law. And the domestic purchases directly attributable to the registered business activities of a registered export enterprise or RAE or HBDME or high value domestic market enterprise are subject to the zero VAT rate. So the expenses attributable to the registered project or activity administrative expenses, which shall include janitorial, security, financial, consultancy, marketing and promotion, services rendered for administrative operations, such as human resources, legal, and accounting, which we are in. So, also, under the Create More, there's possible appeal for VAT refund process. So, a new appeal system has been established for the VAT refund process, allowing taxpayers to appeal to the Director General of the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR within 15 days if their VAT refund application is denied. New RBE local tax. So the new RBE local tax allows the relevant local government to impose RBE local tax at the rate not exceeding 2% of the gross income or turnover of the registered enterprise during the income tax holiday or enhanced deduction rate period, but the SCIT period. SCIT is the Special Corporate Income Tax period. So, RBE taxpayer service to be established within the BIR to handle end-to-end tax compliances of RBEs, registered business enterprises, to implement and simplify filing and payment process. So, BIR will have a service for the RBEs. So, this is a big help for the RBEs. Next, create more transitional measures for projects incentivized under the Create Law or Republic Act number 11534. So until December 31, 2024, for those under income tax holiday plus 5% SCIT and after income tax holiday are currently availing 5% SCIT. And until December 31, 2034 also for registered export enterprises that can continue to avail of the incentives under the general VAT provisions and customs law. So, hopefully you gain brief summary or knowledge from my short discussion. So if you have any questions or clarification, you can contact us to this email address. So please refer to the contact information in description. Thank you very much.